Hello everyone, welcome to SaaS with ServiceNow. In this video, you will learn about one of the new features introduced in Tokyo version of ServiceNow called Data Filtration. What is data filtration? Data filtration is used to control read query access of tables and records. It is applied when users perform any read queries in the platform. It is a separate form of access control designed to work along with the existing ACL in ServiceNow Platform, which is another feature to control access in the platform. Data filtration denies access to the tables and records that do not match subject attributes defined in the rules. Data filtration is designed to make auditing, reporting, and troubleshooting easier. Before Tokyo version of ServiceNow, you normally apply query business rules or ACLs to control read query access in the platform. However, data filtration is a new feature which can be used just for controlling read queries, that is also without any development. Now, let's see the benefits of data filtration feature. First benefit is data filters, which are used to provide access based on the information available in a record. Conditions are applied on the fields of table to provide access. Another benefit is subject attribute based condition builder. You can use different dynamic criteria referred as subject attributes, which can have conditions based on user role, group, subject criteria, or IP network address. Another benefit is data filtration uses a deny-based model, which means platform will deny access to the user if criteria mentioned in data filtration rule is not matched. Next benefit is data filtration enforcement. When you apply data filtration rules, then they run after database query for read operations and before ACLs are evaluated. If a record is denied for the user by data filtration, then ACLs are evaluated for that record. Another benefit is session debugging. ServiceNow administrators can use session debugging feature to troubleshoot and investigate if data filtration was applied for a query of records. Activate data filtration. Data filtration is not activated by default in ServiceNow instance. You need to activate it via a plugin, and the name of the plugin is Data Filtration. Once you will activate the plugin, you will see the application for data filtration in your instance. Let's see this application in ServiceNow instance. This is my personal developer instance. I have already activated data filtration plugin in this instance. Once you will activate this plugin, you can go to Application Navigator and type data filtration. And you will see this data filtration application. The first module of data filtration application is data filtration records, which are data filtration rules which are applied on tables and its records. You can create new data filtration rules as per the requirement you have for allowing access of records in the system. Now, next three modules are criteria which you can define to provide access to the data in the system. First is IP filter criteria, in which you can mention the IP address ranges to provide access. Then second is role filter criteria, in which you can mention roles which users should have to get access of records in a table mentioned in the rules. And third is group filter criteria, in which you can mention groups which users should be part of to get the access of records in a table mentioned in the rules. Now, next module is subject criteria, in which those three different criterias are defined. And this subject criteria is defined directly in data filtration rules to apply the kind of access you want to provide in the system. And the last module is table exclusions, in which you can mention tables which should excluded from data filtration. You can see some out-of-the-box records in which tables like tag, choice, which is sys underscore choice, schedule item, which is sys underscore trigger, and templates, which is sys underscore templates. These all tables are excluded to be selected for this data filtration. We understand what this application is and why it is used in the platform. But now you will see how this application is used to allow or deny access to the users for their query of records in the platform by practically creating data filtration rules and criteria in ServiceNow instance. We will start with creating and configuring data filtration rules in our instance. And to demo this, the use case will be users who are not part of network group should not be able to access incidents assigned to network group. So let's go to our instance, ServiceNow instance, and see how exactly you can create data filtration rules and how exactly they are applied to different records of different tables. So in order to create data filtration rules, just click on data filtration records under data filtration application. Now here you will see that I'm not able to see a new button to create a new rule. Now why exactly I'm not able to see that button? And the reason is because the prerequisite for creating and editing data filtration rule is elevated access. So you should have security admin access, which is the elevated access. So how exactly you will do that? You just click on your profile and click on this elevate role. I will elevate it. And here we have security admin. So basically, in order to create data filtration, it is similar like ACLs. Even for ACLs, you can read ACLs, but you cannot edit or you cannot create new ACL in the platform. And in order to create or edit ACL, you need to have the security admin. So it's the same thing because data filtration is also kind of access control. So that's the reason you have to elevate your role with this security admin and just click on update. Now, as a ServiceNow administrator, I have security admin role as well. That is the elevated access. And now you will see that I will basically get that new button. So you can see here, I can create a new data filtration rule. So let's create this rule. But before that, let's see the records of incidents so that we can see that how many records we have and how user can access it. So if I go to all and I will try to group by assignment group, let's see. So overall we have 6 incidents assigned to network group. And what we will do, we will also try to access it with a different user. Let's say another ITIL user. So what I will do, I will impersonate another ITIL user. So I will go here and I will type ITIL. So I have this ITIL user and I will see that how many records I can see or whether I can see this network incidents or not. So as of now, I have impersonated with that ITIL user. And what I will do, I will just do incident.list, which will open the list of incident records available in this instance. So I have overall 67 incidents, and here I will group it again and I will see if I'm able to access those incidents. So yes, you can see I can access these incidents assigned to network team. And I have basically this is an ITIL user. If I open this record, because I'm able to query it, that's how you query. You have opened the list and I'm able to query it and I'm able to see these incidents. Now, what I will do, so I can just, I think I just clicked on that opening of the incident. So I can definitely read this, but overall I can query these 6 records which are assigned to network group. Now I will just go back to my own account, which is administration account, and I will again elevate the role. I will go for security admin and I will just click on update. Now, how exactly I will apply this rule so that other users who are not part of network group, they shouldn't be able to access, query those incident records assigned to network group. So how I will do that? I will just go to Data Filtration application, click on Data Filtration records. I can see new button. So I will click on this new button. And when I will do that, it will open up a new form. So what exactly you get as part of the fields you have to select? The main field is table. So you have to select the table on which this rule will be applied. So I will select incident. Here you have active, inactive, whether you want to make it active or not, this rule. So you can just check this box. So as of now, it is definitely by default active. Cascading is something, let's say, you want to apply this rule to the extended tables as well. And this, you have this message, this data filtration record will apply to any table that extends selected table. So it will be applied to all the tables extending this incident table, or let's say you select task table. So all the tables extending from task, this rule will be applied. But as of now, we are just selecting incident table. So I can apply for, I can just put any description, let's say, network rule, network incidents rule. Here we have data filter. Now what kind of data filter we want to do? We want to provide. So here what I will do, I will select assignment group, and here I will select network. If I will put network, so I can also see, so here how many incidents we have, but I'm putting the condition now. So here we have assignment is network. Here you can put the subject condition. Now this is for condition, that subject condition to satisfy in order to view records to matching the data filter. That means the data filter which I have applied, who should be able to access, and it says user that do not satisfy the subject condition will be denied access to records matching this data filter. It's clearly mentioned. I think they have explained it really well on the screen, so that even if it's a new module for you, definitely it's a new feature and module, but even if you are creating it first time, then it will definitely help you to read all these statements so that you understand that what exactly this functionality is doing and what exactly these things are. So here we have subject condition to satisfy in order to view records matching data filter. Now what I will do, because I have to go for subject group. So if I select subject group, but will I find any record here? Let's try to find out. If I type here, yes. So I have this subject group, and I also have subject role. I have subject criteria, and I also have network criteria. Where if I type here anything, will I get any criteria? Nope. But our target is group. So I will select subject group, and here I will select network. Subject group is network. And if I click on save, so first data filtration rule is created, and it is for network incidents. Subject condition is there and data filter is there. So the thing is, the user should be part of network group. Otherwise that user will not be able to access network incidents, the incidents assigned to network group. Let's try this. So what we will do, first we will check the members of network group. So I will just go to groups because that's really important. So I will click here and I will just check for network. So we have this network and let's see how many users we have in network group. We have this idle user. What I will do, I will remove this user because we want to test it. So I will just remove it and I will click on save. So I will reload it. Now you can see it's gone. So idle user is not part of network group anymore. Now what I can do, I can just test it. So we have applied the rule and now we want to validate whether it is working or not. If you remember, initially idle user was able to access those 6 records assigned to network group. But let's see if I can access now. So I will impersonate this idle user. If I click on this impersonate user and I will go to incident. So we have this all, it will show me all incidents. Here it says 67, but can you see it says number of rows removed from this list by security constraints. Let's see. If I do group by assignment group, absolutely. If you can see now idle user cannot access incidents assigned to network group. The user cannot query at all. So if I go back and it is showing me 67 incident and let's say I just mention here filter assignment group and if I put network and if I click on run, nope, this user cannot access. But if you remember initially before applying the rule, idle user was able to access those 6 incidents assigned to network group. Let's impersonate our main user. So I will just end this impersonation. So overall the rule which we have applied, it is running successfully. So what I will do, I will just go to data filtration module again. And if I click here, so this is the rule we have applied. And these are the conditions. You can see I cannot edit because the elevated role is gone, but I can still access other configurations like IP filter criteria, role filter criteria, group filter criteria, and then we also have subject criteria. Now, what exactly these configurations are? So as of now, if I see straightforward, if you have to apply basically rules so that user does not access or unwanted user does not access specific records, you can directly go for these data filtration rules with the elevated access and create them. But let's see, we have these other configurations as well. So what I will do so that I can show you in subject condition. So I will just elevate this role. I will select this security admin, click on update. That's how I can edit it. So it's done. Now you can see I can edit. But the important part here is that let's see other conditions we have here, like network criteria, subject criteria, subject role. If I select subject role, here you can select any role you want. And if user will have that role, then user can access these records mentioned in data filter. Now I will just type data filter again. Now what I will do, I will just create the IP filter criteria. So this is how you just go to IP filter criteria. You have this new button. Now for creating IP filter criteria, you don't need any kind of elevated access. Even it's not elevated access, you don't have security admin, you can still create IP filter criteria. So I will just click on this new button and I will just mention demo IP. And here just IP address, the start IP, you can just provide the range 192.168.1.1, just an example. And I can just mention 192.168.1.10. And that's it. And here it's asking for subnet if you have to provide, but I can just click on save. If I save this is created. So basically only if the system have this IP address under this range, they will be able to access the records which will apply, where this criteria will be applied. So let me show you that how exactly you can apply. I will go to data filtration records. I will open this record, and once you will open this record, you go to subject condition. If you will select here network criteria, and if you will come here, and you will see that I think we mentioned demo. Yep, we have this demo IP. So whatever records you create in IP filter criteria, you can select here when you select network criteria. Now next is, I already talked about subject group. I already mentioned about subject role, and then we have subject criteria. Now what this criteria is, let me check if I have any criteria available. Do I have any criteria? I think I don't have any criteria, but from where exactly it is picking up the record, and that is subject criteria. I will just leave this page. Basically the concept, the logic is still the same. You still need to apply the data, create the data filtration records, that rule. But after creating that rule, you have to define the subject condition, that to what type of users or what type of different users in the system can get access to the records available in the filter, data filter mentioned in the rule. So in that case, if I go to subject criteria, I can just create a new. What I can do here, I can just mention demo subject criteria. I think I have just mentioned S criteria, and I will just click on save. So this is saved. Now you have this criteria input. So you can mention, you can add the criteria input as well. But what all different inputs you can provide? You can also create it for role filter group, and I will show you. If I click on this edit, you will see demo IP. This is the one which we created for IP filter criteria. These are some out of the box one. But now let's say I go to role filter criteria, and if I click here, and I will just mention knowledge. Here I will mention role equal to, let's say, knowledge. I will select knowledge. I will click on submit. Now this criteria becomes the user who has that knowledge role. I can also go for group filter. It's like similar what you select in subject condition directly. Here I can mention again network filter maybe. And here I can put network. That's it. You are done, and just submit it. So group filter criteria is also created. How can you select this? So if I go here, subject criteria, I click here. Now what you can do, you click on edit, and let me tell you how exactly this whole filter would work, how exactly you will provide the access to the different users. And that is the powerful feature the ServiceNow has now in Tokyo version. So you can see now we have demo IP, we have knowledge, we have network. All these are group filter criteria, IP filter criteria, and we also have role filter criteria. You just click on save, and how I will show you how exactly you can use this criteria, all these three criterias together. So you have this criteria. I will just go to now subject criteria. It's already added. I will go to now to records. Here we have this record. Click on this one. I will open this record, and now here is the chance to select it. You go to here, select the subject criteria, and here you will see that I think we mentioned demo if I'm not wrong. Yes, that is the criteria if I will select. Now, what will be the difference now? If you will select demo subject criteria, now all the input which you have provided in this demo subject criteria, I will just open it in a new tab, or maybe I will save it. I will save this and I will just go to subject criteria, and here. Now the thing is, I can also add these three basically fields, different fields. So we have this display name, filter criteria. That's it, at least just to recognize, identify. So we have knowledge, we have these, it's a knowledge.demo criteria, filter, demo IP. Now, who will be able to access those records mentioned in this rule available in data filtration? Basically all these three criteria. That means the user who would have knowledge role can access those records. Those 6 records assigned to network group. User who will hit basically with these IPs will be able to access. And then we have group as well, the user who will be part of the network group. So all these three conditions, all these three criterias will be applied in order to access that data mentioned in data filtration records. So this is how you can create data filtration records in ServiceNow in Tokyo version. And I'm sure this is a very powerful feature which will save a lot of coding. It will also improve the overall security of the platform, and that is also without any coding. So thanks for watching this video. Please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel, and click on the bell icon to watch further videos on my channel. Thank you and have a great day.